Okay, go ahead.
I'm surprised Todd's not here yet. So he's is he still in the program, or he finished the program?
He's been in the program. He starts back on the 11th, and he has to have this TBA test before. So anyway.
Right.
Are you live?
Yeah, I'm live now.
Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't make any smart-ass remarks about anybody.
Hey there, Bumcrack. Thanks for joining
us. Hey, Bumcrack.
Yeah, me and my son were just talking because we had a mouse trap that got tripped, and I'm like, oh no, here's another freaking chipmunk, you know. I haven't seen him though, so I have no idea, and so I'm like, okay, I was thinking maybe we gotta double trap it, because that's what happened last time. It took 2 traps to get it, and so that's what I was thinking. And then this morning it smells horrible in the kitchen, so I'm thinking maybe it somehow got out of that trap and then died somewhere else.
Right.
Ugh, it smells. I don't like that. So I think Brandon's going to have to go hunting later.
Start pulling everything out the cupboards.
Yep. Because it shouldn't smell like that in there. There's no other reason. There's Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Grandma.
How you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
Good.
Fishing and
Did you ruin that little boy for Christmas?
Of course. Of course. I mean, he won't even remember it. But it was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, it's more of an enjoyment for the parents and grandparents at that point, you know, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Just shopping for the toys is fun.
Oh, right. Wait until he gets about 3. Oh my gosh. Can you even imagine? I love that part of that was Christmas for me.
Right.
Watching my kids open gifts, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. How are you guys?
And now they're like, I already have one of these.
You know what? I could just skip Christmas now because my kids are so old.
Me too.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, you know.
It's too stressful trying to buy stuff when you know.
Yeah.
I know they're like, not that they would be rude or anything if they didn't like what they got, but it's
right.
For me, it's just too stressful.
Yeah. Yeah, my kids, if they want something, they buy it themselves, you know, so there's nothing really that I get them that, you know, that they need or really want, you know, so.
The stuff they really need, you know, is so expensive, you can't.
Yeah.
Go out and buy it.
Yeah, I mean, if I bought Jonah a PS5, he'd be like, oh, you know, he'd be all excited, but because he couldn't even find one himself.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I don't even really try. I just try to make a memory, you know, more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, I make memories and spend time, you know, spend time with them, play games, you know.
Yeah.
Talk about their lives.
Some friends of mine went on a cruise for Christmas this year. They took their children. They're all like 19 and older. So they went on a cruise. Well, they were going to go on a cruise. That was canceled. So they went to Daytona Beach.
Oh.
And did a bunch of stuff down there. Because it was like, what do you get them? Now, another friend of mine's house was broken into.
Oh, Lord.
And all the presents that was under the tree were stolen. But all the presents under the tree were empty boxes that she had wrapped up.
That's crazy.
Because the kids were getting some big ticket items and they didn't want them to, she didn't want to wrap up a car and put up under the tree and that kind of stuff.
Hi, Fish and Pickin' and Dahlia. Good morning.
I'm live, so you need to not say anything inappropriate. Yeah.
I knew you'd say that. Inappropriate.
Tasha's back in the car with me.
Who is this? Who is this?
A
friend?
It's an early morning crowd. It's Sally Ann and Miss Maggie.
Is that not names that I'm familiar with?
We should start calling her Mama.
It looks nice there. It's warm.
Yeah?
Doesn't it look nice and sunny where he is?
So anyhow, y'all ready to start the new year with a bang?
Yes.
I'm really gonna try to step it up a little bit, and I want to get stuff cleared out. I'm tired of everything being so unorganized, and probably throw a lot of stuff away. But of course, I'll keep whatever that I think I could sell.
Yeah.
Just just kind of analyze it a little bit better. Hey, Craig said that he needs a number one and combo with the large Dr. Pepper. Whenever you get there.
Yeah, we're already done.
I already did a big clean out of clothes and sent a box off to ThreadUp, which is just sitting waiting to be checked in. Morning, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
And I'm gonna, I really need to step things up too.
So you sent a box of ThreadUp?
Right, it's just of old stuff that have been listed on Poshmark and eBay for a long time, so that if it doesn't sell, oh well, I can just let them have it, because otherwise I would just redonate it.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of stuff cleaned out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I see. Clothing is hard for me because I know that it may sit for a while.
Right.
But I have the space to do that. I have the space to to let it sit for a while.
Right.
But so I don't want to just if it's a good piece, somebody will buy it eventually.
This is true.
And I see that like I still have some pants that I've had for like 3 years, but if those don't go like this year, I think I'd get rid of them. Either find one of my nieces or something that can wear it, or
Morning, Hank.
redonate or something.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get the price on them and see if they'll go that away?
You know what? I have a sale going on right now. That's I think it's 30% off, and then I think I did promoted between 10 and 20%. You know how you can do promoted to where you do a certain percentage, and then it has another little box you tick, and then you can put in like the max that you'll go.
Right.
And so I put 10 in the first box and 20 in the second box. So altogether, my loss there would be 50%. So with the promotion and then the promoted listing. So I'm kind of doing like a clear out thing too, so hopefully get rid of some stuff.
Somebody suggested, and I had thought of this store, using my store categories and putting old stuff in a clearance category,
Mm.
and then you can run a sale, like a really deep process on that category. But I can't figure, is there any way to change, to bulk change store categories, and then you
Um,
have to go one by one on those old items and revise them for store category?
yeah, you would have to add
One by
the
one.
clearance category and then go in and mark each of those. And then once you do that, and then you can go and, for your promotions, you can go in and just click
Right.
click that category or whatever. Yeah, that's a good idea. I just don't.
Craig
I don't know.
said he thinks you can bulk edit the store category.
I'm sure you could probably do that. I don't think I've ever done it.
I'm gonna give it a try. See if I can.
Yeah, that would be good. It would be hard for me to pick and choose though.
I'm thinking of just going by sorting by date of my stuff that's been there the longest, and then even then still picking and choosing because I know there's some good stuff there. But
This is the thing though. This is the thing that I've seen for eBay through the years. I've seen that even when you price your stuff bottom price, people think, "Oh, that's too low. There's got to be something wrong with it."
true.
And it won't sell. So I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to go
Yeah.
like with clothing. I never go below a certain price because then people will think, well, that would be.
Well, this is one thing that I'm doing today. I'm gonna go through some of my pennies and just look for just look and see if I can find any errors.
Oh yeah.
I've been watching a lot of coin videos lately, and it's so crazy what people are finding and getting for their coins. They're selling them for a lot of money. So I've been really interested in that. Separating my dimes from my nickels and my quarters, and all that good stuff.
Craig asked, will you end and relist items on a regular basis? I do not. That is one thing I want to start doing.
Yeah.
For you.
I thought about starting to redo that too. I used to do it. Valerie had really good experience with doing that. And that's why she's going.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Craig,
That's why she's going to go to Anchor, is just to be able to do that. And also she feels like if she's listing, she doesn't want to like put a cap on how much she's listing, because she's going to have to pay out of her regular listings or whatever. And so Craig says do it and watch your impressions.
okay.
So also run your promos for 2 days max, end and restart. Yeah, I mean it's a good thing to. I would say that I would rather, if I can help it, I would rather like do my promoted listings. I like to do those at least every twice every week. But if I did it more often, it would probably be better. And same with any other promos or anything like that. People, when you're doing a promotion, okay, well, I'll try it, Craig. I mean, I've done it before, but and I did see a difference, but I didn't really watch my impressions. I didn't really know too much about that at that time. So, but I get it.
I've heard people talk about running your promotions for only a really short time and then stopping them and restarting them. Do you stop and restart them on the same day, Craig, or do you stop them and then start on the next day?
Yeah, I don't know. That might be too much. To do them every day. But I would say 2 to 3 days. Stopping and starting them. Because like I know that for one thing, whenever you end and relist, you get that new item bump. You get it's a new listing. And then and I don't know I did not hear what Summer and Carol came up with about the relisting, because did you figure out what they were talking about? Because I didn't hear the end of that conversation.
I didn't. They were talking about should you end and relist or end and sell similar. I'm trying to remember what the whole.
Yeah. Well, because whenever you relist, it was giving the eBay buyer a little thing saying that it's being relisted.
That's right. It was actually showing on the item that this item has been relisted. So you don't, that would, yeah. The point being that you would, if you relisted, the buyer might think it was a new item or wouldn't know that it's been sitting for so long. But now they show the buyer that the item's been relisted. So that's just that little advantage away.
Yeah. Hi, Lori.
Morning, Beth.
Good morning. Good morning.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm still having a little issue with my eyes, but other than that, I'm all right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I hope you feel better.
yeah.
Trying to figure out where Todd's at. He doesn't usually just like disappear,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Fixing to text him.
Hi, Bum Crack. How you doing?
Yeah, it's hey there, Jim Cat and Beth. Yeah, so I didn't hear what they came up with because they were talking to, I think Summer was talking to Dusty, wasn't she? About it. And because Dusty does that on a normal basis.
And his first response to her was he hadn't really noticed that, and he was going to look into it and see what he thought, but I don't think he ever got back.
Oh, okay.
Sure about it. You can bulk edit store categories.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Kelly says that just sounds like too much work for me.
I know, that's what I have thought.
Yeah.
But I don't feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to do. But see, like, I thought this is the thing. Like, if you're eBay made it this way to where, we don't really have an option anymore to just, because we've, been doing 30 days. And we used to have the option to do 14. Was it 14?
Yeah, you
7, 14?
3, 7, and 4. You talking about auctions?
3, 7, and 10.
No,
Yeah.
just regular fixed.
Yeah.
3, 7, and 10. I think.
Oh yeah. So I think it's still 3, 7, and 14 or something like that. It's weird.
Well, yeah. It used to be like at least 7. I don't know about 7. I'm thinking 14 or something.
It might have been 5.
14
there was a weird number in there. It was either 5 or 7.
And so, we used to be able to do it like that for fixed listings, and then they took that away from us. So now, so now you would have to do it manually. But this is the thing, like, why is eBay going to give you a bump when they said that it's better to have it for 30 days when because there's not a whole lot of broken listings. Because that's what they were saying was the whole reason for having it for 30 days instead of letting people do it for 7 or 14 or whatever it was. That there was all kinds of broken listings or broken links.
Right.
So they wanted they wanted to kind of streamline it a little bit so that people wouldn't have all those broken links out there. Oh, everybody pray for Gwen's brother. If something happened.
Does anybody else use eBay's manage inventory feature? Because I was using that this year and I really like it instead of keeping like an inventory spreadsheet. But I'm afraid if I and sell similar, that also messes up that inventory thing.
Yeah.
So I have to remember that.
Yeah. That says I took all my variation listings off my appliance parts just for that same reason. Yeah, because when you end and sell similar on a variation listing, then it can change the numbers. When you end and relist, it's fine, but when you sell similar, it gets a little squirrely with those numbers because it goes back to, I think it basically resets it back to its original listing to where, like, okay, if you have a cup and you have like 10 of them and that's what you start the listing with, and then you end and sell similar, but you sold 3 of them, it's going to start it back to 10. And you're going to sell through those and then be short.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that happen before too. Yeah, that says I was selling parts I no longer had. Yeah, and Jim says it's really worth it. I don't know. There's people that swear by it. There are people that swear by it, and pretty good sellers, pretty reliable information like that. What's going on, Tom?
I'm just laughing at myself because this hair had flipped down here on my face like this, and it made me think. Have y'all seen? Have you seen? It's an animated movie. It's based on one of Dr. Seuss's books, where they have the city that's inside the glass dome.
Here's the Who.
No. Anyway, the bad guy in the show, in the cartoon, he has this hair that's like comes down like this on both sides, and that's what I got tickled about. I guess I was like, oh my god, I gotta go get a haircut today. Lori, it's good seeing you again.
Yeah, good seeing you too. Actually being. Yeah. Now I've got when I did my eye test, I had the onset of cataract. So I think with my sinuses on top of that, that's why I'm having some issues with my eye right now. But I can a little bit better than I could yesterday. Yes, I could read now. Hardly nothing. Was nothing but a moment of whatever. I couldn't even hardly read what was on scrolling across the bottom of a 55-inch television. And I sit within 3 feet of it. So
oh my God.
Where my chair sits, 3 to 4 feet. So yeah, it was pretty bad. But I did read my cup today that my daughter got me. I was wanting to show y'all. She said she's seen this and she just had to get it. It says, "Dear Mom, thanks for wiping my ass and stuff. Love your favorite child."
That's funny.
She's so strange. At first, because I was having problems, then I thought it said whipping, and then I said, "Wait a minute, there's an H missing. Let me look at that again." Oh, wiping my.
I hope your wife
And leave it to her to get me that. my son's like, wait a minute. So I said, yeah, I will definitely be using that cup for a while.
That's cool. Mine says fit.
Says what? Fit? What? I can't read it, but I see the big F-I-T, but I can't see make out what's underneath. What's it say?
It says, "Fuck, I'm tired."
Oh, okay.
That's all the time for me, you know. That's when I keep my coffee in.
Maggie, you going to have the apartment?
What's that?
I said, is Maggie going to have the apartment exercise before she goes back to Jersey?
Oh, no. You mean because of the creepy neighbors?
Oh, the noise that was being heard from upstairs and you weren't there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's probably right.
I was banging on the door. I'm just going to ignore him.
Are y'all getting much snow up there?
We got the one snow, and now it's all gone. It's completely gone.
Yeah, yeah. We keep getting snow.
Yeah.
Well,
Almost every night.
If you don't have snow, we've got an issue.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that was the case until like the middle of December. It was. I was getting worried.
Okay, you
I
gotta
was like, "This Indian summer
We had a light dusting.
It's nice and everything, but then, you know, like you have Tip Uptown in January that starts, and there's got to be ice on that lake, you know." So, because they do sled races and they do all kinds of stuff. I heard that they're not going to have carnival rides this year, though, and like seating for. It's like seating for the food vendors. Like they'll have picnic tables everywhere, and I don't think they're doing that. So you would have to, like, you know, stand up so you're not eating together. And I don't know if they'll have they usually have like a family fun tent to where it's just like a huge tent, like a circus tent almost, and they keep it heated. And so you run around outside, and then if you get cold, you go in the family tent and warm up. And they usually have a stage, and they bring in like we have this thing called the Ark, and it's a like animal reserve. That, you know, like they help animals rehabilitate and everything if they're, you know, wild and can't go back into the wild or whatever. So they rehabilitate owls and just all kinds of animals. So they'll bring some animals from the Ark and tell about, you know, their animal and all that. You know, they'll just, you know, there's comics and there's all kinds of stuff. So
cool.
Yeah. That's wild.com for sure.
Philadelphia canceled the Mummers Parade, which is a huge Mummers Day thing here every year. It's a big outdoor parade. I think they'll probably march anyway, though.
Think what?
I think they'll probably march anyway.
Yeah.
Because people are trying to get set up. Have you ever seen or heard of the Mummers Parade? It's wild. Oh, Hank's having a hard time hearing. Anyone in particular, Hank? All of us in general.
Yeah, Mag, your sound is like kind of low.
Muffled. Yeah,
my settings aren't correct.
I thought my earbuds are for.
I was trying to turn my hearing aids up, but they don't go any higher.
Hey, Sally.
I can hear you right. It's like it just seems like Maggie's voice is really low.
Her mic needs to be turned up.
Sounds like she's kind of in a drum.
Hello. Well, I have this new microphone, and it's kind of fancy. It's got all these settings on it. So I'm like, have a new setting on.
Well, you're already better.
Yeah.
What'd you get? What kind is it?
It's a Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
The Blue Yeti?
Yeah.
Or not Blue Yeti.
Yeah, that's a Blue Yeti.
Oh, that's what I got. That's exactly what I got.
It has 4 different patterns on the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a bit to get it
and then it has to
get it worked out. Yeah.
What is this, Lori?
What?
Do you not know how to work the StreamYard anymore, Tom?
Watching you reach the big button and kicks me out.
I just playing with it until I got a good sound out of it. I kept testing it through my OBS and all that, but I would do it on like a private video to YouTube, and I'd go back and watch it, and then I would set it again, and then I'd do it again. And Teresa's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I gotta get my sound right." So she says, "Well, why don't you just ask me?" I said, "Because you don't hear things the way I hear things."
Right.
And that's the reason she hasn't seen Teresa in 2 weeks, because her eyes are swollen.
Yeah.
Peel my eye down. No, she's too short. I just had to put my hand on her forehead. She's swinging at the air, so she's only 5 foot.
Lori is giving us the story about her sinuses and everything else, and it's
she's just at 5'4", and I'm pushing 6, so I just sit there and go like this.
Oh my gosh.
Lord have mercy. Where's Brandon at today? Sally.
Oh, Brandon. He's in bed. He was up until 6. He didn't have to work today, so he figured he was going to stay up late and watch movies all night.
Wow.
I'm like, I can't do it. I only slept, I think I slept like, I said I was going to go to bed yesterday, but I didn't do it. And then I think I went to bed at 3, and I got back up at 6 or 7. So I didn't get, really good sleep. So I ended up going back to bed. And of course, they tried to get me to go to work last night, and I refused.
Tried to do what?
Tried to get me to go to work.
Work.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah, let me show you my shirt, Beth. Hold on.
Yeah,
the zipper stuck on my. I got this new jacket too.
The
it says wanted across the bottom.
Aw, that is cute.
I got that, another Baby Yoda shirt, and my kids. You can tell my kids know me very well because they both bought me the Monopoly with Baby Yoda on it. So, because we did our Zoom gift opening, so I opened this one and I looked at that box. I looked at Teresa and said, I think they each got me one. So when I opened it up, I held both of them up and they all started laughing. I said, well, I can open one and put one in with my collection, so that's no big deal. And then my daughter bought me blueprints of the TIE fighters and the X-wings and all that.
Oh,
And then I'm
cool.
like they're the artist rendition of each of the battle cruisers and stuff like that.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna frame all those. See, last year she bought me the blueprint, so that's gonna be in these others around it on the wall.
You broke up a little bit right there.
Once I find it, I'll move things around and I have a wall to put it on.
You broke up a little bit right
Do
there.
what?
Did you say? The blueprint for
I
what?
said I had last year she bought me the blueprints to the Millennium Falcon.
Oh,
So that's gonna be my centerpiece, and then when I frame the other one, I'll go around it. So
awesome.
So in 2025,
yeah, I
you'll
got
be
a
able
baby
to go
Yoda coffee mug too.
in 2025 you'll be able to go to Ohio and go through the life-size model of the Millennium Falcon for $29.95 per person.
You need to go to Disney World and ride it.
Wow. Yeah, I do. I want to go down there so badly. I haven't. That was our plan for the summer of 2020. My daughter was going to take me to Galaxy's Edge, and of course, with
So cool.
COVID hit, that kind of went. So
Yeah.
still on the agenda when things finally get back to normal, but if they do. So, but I got a lot of Star Wars stuff. I got the Baby Yoda Funko Pop with the little frog thing hanging out of his mouth. It's the cutest thing. Socks, you name it. I got all kinds of a cast iron cookie maker shaped like Darth Vader. So I can make some Darth Vader sugar cookies.
I keep calling it Goku.
I think one of my favorite things is this new gimbal I got. So, what's that?
I keep calling him Goku.
I didn't hear that.
Keep reminding me that's from
Goku. That's from
Dragon Ball Z. And
Is
I
it Dragon Ball?
keep saying that the show is called Mandalay Bay. Like I think it's in Las Vegas. It's the Mandalorian. But I like Mandalorian better than I like any of the Wars movies.
I like The Mandalorian too.
I haven't watched the last few episodes yet, so I gotta sit and watch that. Everybody's
the
like,
very
"Oh my
last
goodness."
one is
And then they're talking about a spinoff. That's what everybody's saying. I haven't seen it yet. I'll probably watch it this sometime this week is what I'm hoping. So
I could not get into it. I watched the first few episodes when it came out, and I couldn't get into it.
There's a second season right now, right?
Yeah.
The second
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
It's a little slow at first. The very first episode is a little. It's just, I don't know this because I had my doubts because I'm a diehard Star Wars. Think after everybody just fell on board because of Baby Yoda. He helps make the series, I think, and his little. He's just so cute. So, but yeah, it gets good, especially when you start seeing things from the actual saga itself in parts of the Mandalorian itself, in parts of the show.
That's
like,
kind of cool.
That's so. Yeah, you see these. It's like, wait a minute, that was this. And, oh, wait a minute, that's what. Oh, that's kind of cool. And that they're kind of bringing all that into this series is what I like, being a diehard Star Wars fan. So.
Hank, The Mandalorian is a series that's on Disney.
Yes.
Disney XD.
And it's set way after the saga ends, the original saga.
Well, it's not too far out.
So, it's not too far out. It's not too.
It's after.
But
it's before, like Baby Yoda. He's Yoda, but a baby, right?
No,
he's actually the species that Yoda is. So he's the same species, but he's not actually Yoda. This is after the saga, after Yoda's gone and all that. So this is after the very last number 6, and it's all said and done. So
I was
So, but
wondering.
he's one of the he's a species. They
yeah,
just
I
call
was
him Baby
wondering
Yoda because he's called the child. He's not really Yoda. He's just the same species. So
Yeah.
but he also has the Jedi capabilities. So
Right. And see, I
in
have
my
an issue
opinion,
with the lights. I have an issue with all
With
the
what?
lightsaber crap because if you're a true master of the Force, you should be slinging small imports at people. Toyotas, Corollas. Why worry about a little beam of light when you can throw, like I said, small imports and large imports at people?
Oh, Kelly says you learn his name in the second season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't got that far yet. So I like to wait till everything's played out and then I like binge watch. So because I don't like to, if I have to, it seems like it's harder to wait a week than it is to wait for it to just air and then go back and watch it. I don't know. It's just weird. It's something I just do. And Tom disappeared again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but my eye is itching and running again. It's my left one is driving me crazy.
That's I wake up and mine they run for a couple of hours. It seems like
I haven't had this much trouble in a long time.
Well, I think it's you're getting older. I think
getting older and having to stay inside so much and everything's so closed up.
Yeah.
And I have more trouble with my sinuses in the wintertime than I do in the springtime. And I think it has to do with dust and everything closed in. It's just like because I'm constantly sweeping and I'm you just looking for stuff to do besides just eBay. So you still have housework and stuff like that to do. So it's like but yeah.
You need to go and watch the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try binge watch that.
The whole thing.
Well, they had some pictures of one of the rooms from the hotel that they're building, the Star Wars themed hotel.
So
They had some of those that they've completed. They've had some pictures on the internet about it. Because I know, Lori's going to spend $2,500 a night to go stay there in the Darth Vader suite.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite. He's the coolest villain ever. I think.
Yeah, but he was such a wuss at the end of the end of the third movie, which was really the sixth movie.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I have to protect my son." No, Darth, you're a badass.
It's like when the Grinch grows a heart. The same concept. It's like I really do care about this person. I'm going to help him. But he's still cool. I mean, just the look of him, and I don't know, he's just awesome.
Both of my sons just come back from Disney. They built their lightsabers, and they're amazing. They're really very cool.
I plan to play with my new toy, learn it some more when I can. That's because I haven't been able to use it because I can't see the damn buttons.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I got it all charged up and ready to go. I'm like, I can't read it.
What is that?
I got it. It's called a gimbal. It's for your GoPro. It keeps it basically level no matter how you're doing it. If you've ever watched, which I don't have it set right, it's not hooked up to the gimbal, but it's the axis is where no matter how I move, it will still be stationary. I don't have it hooked up to it right now.
It's like a tripod.
It's got buttons. It's got buttons. It's got the action trigger. It's got all kinds of controls. And if you've ever watched Shed Flips with Lonnie, he's got a gimbal. If you notice how smooth the transition is when he's walking around his shed, he's using a gimbal.
Okay.
If you're watching a movie and the camera is following somebody that's running, and how smooth it is, they've got it on a gimbal.
Oh, okay.
Gimbal. It's just very. I've been wanting one of these for a while, and I found they had a deal on one. I seen the ad on Facebook, and I went and looked for the name, and I found it on Amazon because I don't like to buy anything off Facebook because I don't trust their ads. Only because I ordered a sweat or like a zip up hoodie from Hocus Pocus, and I never got it. They took money on my PayPal, blah blah blah, but I never got the jacket. But anyway. So I researched the name and did a little research on the product itself, and it's very user friendly. So I sent Teresa the link. I said, if you're looking for something for Santa to bring me, I need one of these. So that's what she got me one of those.
Hello, Sally's sister from another mister.
Huh?
I said, hello, Sally's sister from another mister.
That's what my sister calls Teresa, sister from another mister.
Lord have mercy.
Oh.
So, Maggie, did you get anything wonderful for Christmas this year?
My son gave me this microphone that I have to apparently work with to figure it out.
Right.
And
you'll figure it out.
Got a really nice Disney purse. I have to take a picture of it with it. A really cool Disney purse.
I guess the best one was you got to spend Christmas with your new grandson.
And it was nice because
I got updated pictures from mine.
What? I didn't hear
what? What'd you say, Lori?
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. I said I got some updated pictures of my grandson for Christmas.
Oh, good.
So, and then he sent me a video. She texted me a video of him talking to me for Christmas. So, because he got his gifts and things that I sent out to him. So,
That's awesome.
And he's getting so tall. He's only 6. He's 6 years old, and he's almost 4.5 feet tall already.
Wow.
He's going to be a tall one. He looks more like a third grader than he does a kindergartner. He's going into the first grade next year. He's every bit as tall as a third or fourth grade.
It seems like kids are growing that way nowadays. They used to be so little, and now it's like
he gets the height from both sides. So
yeah.
From his dad's side, plus because my family's tall. A lot of us were tall. I've got a cousin, Tim Lampy. He played for Ohio State. He's 7'8". That's my dad's nephew. My aunt has 3 boys, and the shortest one's 6'8". So you got 6'8", 7'1", and 7'8". So and my grandfather was 7'4".
Oh my
God. On my mom's side. So my dad's side, they had tall ones, but my mom's side also had tall. So, and then my ex-husband's side is tall. So AJ got it, naturally. And then Christy's tall. She's not quite as tall as me, but she's tall. So,
yeah. I dated a guy that was like 6'4", and I swear he was.
Did you have to carry around a stool?
Yeah, like the whole top of his torso was like above my head. Yeah, it was pretty crazy because I'm 5 foot. So, yeah,
my son is 6'4", so he's pretty tall.
Lord knows. Yeah, it's all the additives they put in food these days that's making these kids so tall. And
I don't know. I think it's like in the food.
It is. It's got to be, because you know what? When I was looking back at my high school annual, and there was nobody with facial, like beards and stuff like that, And now you look at like Sasha's annual,
Oh yeah.
and it's like they've got full beards, and it's got to be the hormones they put in the food.
Oh yeah.
I didn't hit my growth spurt until after I graduated because I was like 5'7", and when I graduated my senior year, but I had just turned 16 also, so I was one of the youngest ones in my class to graduate. Everybody else was like 18 years old. I'm 16.
Yeah.
Just turned 16. So
Why'd you graduate?
hit my growth spurt after. Huh? Just the way my birthday fell, it falls.
No.
Back then, they went, what?
I said, are you a genius or something?
Yeah, that's what I was
No,
thinking. Because she's smart.
My birthday fell right after, June. I fall in July, so I was 5 years old when school started the following September. So back then, they didn't make you wait till you were 6. So everybody else was ahead of me. So I'm just turning 5 years old and getting into kindergarten,
Wow.
So. Well, see,
I hit. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Valerie. Go ahead, Lori.
I hit my growth spurt after because people that I graduated with, I run into them now and they're like, whoa, what happened to you? I got into the miracle. Oh, no.
No, my birthday's
put it on my oatmeal or something.
My birthday's in December, so I had to wait over a year. So I was like one of the oldest people in our class to graduate from high school. I was 18, everybody else was 17.
Wow.
Because my birthday
Everybody
came after.
else had their driver's license.
I had my driver's license way before everybody else did. And I also.
Not me. I was getting to go with head.
Thank you, Fish.
That's back when the driver in school.
That's hilarious.
I love you, Fish. You give me hell about everything. Lord have mercy.
I was actually 17 when I got my driver's license. I had to take the test twice. I had to take the driver's test twice because I hit the curb with my back tire.
I was
Say that again, Maggie. I did not hear you at all.
I don't know why you can't hear me. Darn it.
You'll get it. I had to take the maneuverability twice. The first time was in a Trans Am.
I didn't get my license at 23. Can you hear me?
When you were 23?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't need it.
Wow.
I could walk down to the corner and get the L train to Center City. Like I didn't need to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
I grew up. I have a friend that grew up in New York, and he didn't get his driver's license until he was in his 20s, and because his job started requiring him to travel, and so you have to fly into a major city and drive to the Podunk, North Carolina. So he would he had to get a driver's license. Otherwise, he never. Would you get your ass on the way?
Go, Roxy, go.
She's like, I haven't been able to perplex
You're not in your office. You're in her office.
This way, she goes by and knocks his nose with her tail, and then a few seconds later, she comes whizzing by again.
What she doesn't know is I've got some double doors to go in, some of those bifold doors that I'm getting ready to put right there, and I'm getting ready to lock everybody out. Yes, I am. Because when she has to get on conference calls and stuff like that, the rest of the house has to be quiet, totally quiet.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to put that up to baffle some of them, or
You keep
that
kicked out.
Well, right now that dog's important, but
Yeah. But neither of my kids have their license yet, but I'm sure they'll get it when they need it, you know.
My mom never had hers. Never.
Yeah.
She tried one time to learn how to drive, and that was my sister said no more. I'm not getting in a car with you ever again. She'd come to a stop sign, see a car coming. You know, it was just a 2 stop, and that car could be half a mile on the road, and she'd wait.
Oh
And
my
Pammy's
God.
like, "You got time? No, there's a car coming." She's like, "It's a mile down the road."
See, I feel
And she
very, very sorry
gas
for the land truck
and Pammy's like,
because he's as old as he is, and he still has a young son that's going to have to get his driver's license. My nerves couldn't take it.
I
"Oh,
some people don't
I
have
had my
that.
kids
Don't have that though. That where they can they can see a car, a while down the road and see how fast it's moving. They can't tell.
No,
perception."
I
I
have
can't remember
Right.
what that's called.
lower depth
Now, she
perception.
was just scared.
Yeah. It's
She
like
was just
they're-
scared.
Yeah. Yeah, the depth perception, is that what you said, Maggie?
Perception. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll pull into a parking spot and I'll think I am right up on the,
Uh-huh.
and then when I get out, I'm like 3 feet away from it.
Yeah. I know.
3D
I've done
vision.
that in my truck, but from time when I first got my truck, because it's so big, and and it's got that big wide front end, so I was like, okay, it's like, oh, I still got 4 feet I can pull up because ass into my truck's still hanging out in the parking lot. I need to pull up some more. So
Junk Trader,
Vanessa's all set up. She said they're gonna have licenses. That's their dad's job. He's got a CDL, so he's good at that driving thing. I'm good at driving too, but I don't think I have patience anymore. I think my patience has went out the window with my years.
I don't. I getting the last one to the point of trying for their license.
Yeah,
My patience was spent. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
I don't blame
Teresa's
you.
been driving for years, and she still scares the crap out of me. She'll be like, "Oh, look at that!" And she turns
my
the way
God.
she's looking. I'm like, "Food."
Roberta goes down. I'm driving down the road, and Roberta goes, "Honey, there's a car slowing down, honey."
Step on that
I'm over here with
Yeah.
the imaginary brake because
So,
Teresa's like, "Rrr." She gets about 6 inches from the bumper, and it's like, "Rrr." I'm like, really? It's no wonder we got to change the brakes every 6 weeks almost on this thing. He's horrible.
Viney does it now just to pick at me if we go someplace together and I'm driving down the road. And he goes, "Honey, that car's stopping," and I'm like, "That's the back of a hand."
Teresa
Yeah.
will say, "Did you die?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, then shut up about my driving." I'm like, I could have died.
Yeah, Beth said that she failed her first test due to parallel parking. That's what mine was basically due to, also because whenever I pulled in and then backed up, and then I wanted to get a little closer to the curb, and I said, can I get closer to the curb? And he said, yeah. And he said, go ahead and get a little closer to the curb. And so I pulled up again, and whenever I backed up, my wheel touched the curb, and it's an automatic fail.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day when I took my driver's test,
Our parallel parking was the cones. We had to pull up a cone and then back it back up, and then pull up to the other side of the cone and back it back in. That was basically there.
Yeah, we didn't have a course.
Yeah,
we
had to.
drove around town.
Oh wow!
Well, we drove around town, but we didn't have to do the parallel parking because there's not very many places in Lebanon have on-street parking. except for downtown. And they really didn't want us to do it there because it's busy there. It's a small town, so there's constantly,
Right.
I'm thinking, well, wouldn't that be the perfect place to show somebody how to parallel park where it's busy? Because they're going to run into that problem anyway. But no, we had to do it. We had to go to a parking lot where they had cones set up, and that's where we had to do it. So
I took mine on a course, but I failed twice.
We drove around on some off streets and did the backup and the 3-point turn and stuff like that. But I took my driver's test in a 1970 Kingswood station wagon, which is the size of a semi truck these days.
That's a land yacht.
Yes, I
really big.
He said, "Okay, can you parallel park this thing?" I said, "Sure," because my mom had taken me and I practiced it because that was the only thing I was concerned about was the parallel parking. So I pulled up into position, cut the wheels, and started backing it in, and was to the point that I was going to turn the wheels opposite direction and put the nose in the slot. He said, "That's good, let's go." And then I realized that it was almost time for him to go to lunch, and he was wanting to go to lunch.
Oh.
But I did. I was getting ready to cut that sucker in, and I'm thinking to myself, "This is perfect." And about the time I start rolling the wheels to pull the nose in, he's like, "Oh, that's good. Let's go." And now you don't do parallel parking.
Mm-mm.
That's not part of the test anymore.
They still have the maneuverability, and that's it.
Yeah.
Ours was 3-point turn was a big one.
Yeah.
3-point turn, but then there's a lot of places that don't allow you to do that.
Yeah.
It's like a U-turn.
Well,
So
U-turn is what they need to add to the driver's test.
Yeah.
Because I have just about hit the most people making U-turns because they don't realize they're supposed to yield to oncoming traffic and that type of thing.
How many people have you hit, Robin?
Tom,
I don't think they do the 3-point turn similar to
Maggie
because it's like a 78-point turn.
Do what, Maggie? I'm sorry.
I said, how many people have you hit while making U-turns?
Oh, I don't make U-turns. But I've had to slam the brakes on. And one time I was going through an intersection and this guy decided he's gonna make a 3-point turn. And I had to hit the brakes, and the car that was beside me happened to be a CMPD. He had to slam on his brakes too. So of course he turned on his little blue light. But
did you see what Hank said? She said, "I'm kind of like that, Tom, except I think my husband will never complain again. After Christmas Eve, I spotted a tree down across the road, and that a few seconds kept us from running smack into it."
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure my wife will scream at me at the top of her lungs if something like that happens. She just won't go, "Honey, there's a tree across the line." But we got so much construction going on around here that today it's a both ways street. Tomorrow it's a one-way street.
Yeah.
And it's a real pain in the bahuka. I saw Valerie said she was cold.
When Teresa's driving, I'm constantly
I just don't have it in me anymore. After driving with my son and trying to teach him how to drive, I just do not have. I'm ready to win the lottery so I can get me a driver. That's two things I've. There's two things.
Like
if I ever win, I don't. I just bitch about I'm like an old man now. I bitch about everybody's driving. If I ever win the big lottery, my
problem is I hate stupid.
If I ever win the big lottery, there's two things I'm going to have. I'm going to
drive.
have a driver, and I'm going to have somebody to do laundry. I'm going to bring back the laundress profession back in the fad.
That's right.
Yeah.
I hate freaking laundry.
But by the time I was 20 years old, I was tired of driving because I think I've said it before. My dad had a business, and I did after school. I delivered a lot of drawings to different attorneys and whatnot, and picked up documents and did this, that, and the other. And so when everybody else is thinking it's cool because, "Oh, Tommy, you get to drive all the time,"
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not fun
Yeah.
when you've got.
It's not all cracked up to be.
Yeah, when you've got to be, now mind you, I always had vehicles because my dad would buy trucks or Jeeps and stuff like that, and I'd drive them for a while. Then he'd step them down to a company vehicle. I always was driving. They never knew what I was going to drive to school, but it's not fun when you got to go from here to an attorney's office and be back by 1 o'clock because your dad's got an appointment with the client that the paperwork is concerning and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like I said, by the time I was 20, I'd had enough. And honestly, Roberta drove all the time until a friend of mine was making a comment about, he said, I drive down the road and I see all these guys sitting in the passenger seat, and I'm thinking, how many of these guys have lost their license to DUIs? And then it was like, oh, I'm back in the passenger seat.
Oh yeah.
That's like if you see anybody over 16 years old on a moped, you're thinking, oh.
Mhm. For sure.
I love my wife.
There is a machine that folds your clothes.
Do what?
It folds 3 shirts at a time. I've seen it. Said I wouldn't mind laundry if they had invented a machine that folds the clothes. I actually seen one on Facebook, a video where you put 3 shirts in and 3 shirts come out folded.
I don't know. I think you have to put it on a certain way or something. It's like you have
by
there.
the time you get it all set up and put in there, you could have already had it folded and put away. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember the old Lost in Space TV show from the 60s?
Yes.
I want one of those wash machines where you put your clothes in, and about 30 seconds later, you're taking them out. They're all folded up in cellophane bags, ready to be put away.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I want to.
Most of my clothes go on hangers, and I can't stand a wrinkled shirt. And Teresa's habit is we do the laundry is totally different. If she does it, it comes out of the dryer into the hamper or into the basket, and that's where it stays till she decides to fold it. Me, I fold it or put it on a hanger as I take it out of the dryer.
Right.
I don't even use the basket. I use the basket to put dirty clothes in. I said, why add more work to yourself? Just put it on a hanger or fold it while you're already there.
Right.
He's like, I don't like doing it that way. I said, no, I don't like wrinkled clothing. I try to do laundry quite often. So
I tell you, the problems that we have in this modern civilization.
Mm.
We can't go out. Maggie has had to cut back her drinking nights with her singing people. Michael, I'm going to singing school tonight. I'm going to sing with the lullabies. And next thing is like, they're singing around the piano down at Joe's club.
Anything that's better singing, or it makes singing sound better in here.
Whoever says sing first gets to take a shot.
What was I watching? I was watching that show I mentioned yesterday on when the show was going on. Back in like in the Victorian days, they were always trying to find husbands for their wives, and these girls would get up and sing. They would have a bunch of people over, so the daughter would get up and sing, play the piano and sing. And a lot of these shows, these movies, they have these girls that can't carry a tune with a bucket. Okay, bless their hearts. And I was watching this documentary on YouTube about, how do they research these old, Victorian programs to see what people really, did. And they read a lot. Yeah, I was alive in the Victorian days. Thank you very much, Tara. They go back and read a lot of diaries. And because, that was just the thing to do. And they would talk about, some of these people would talk about, well, Lily Mae, she couldn't sing. She was out of tune more. And I would hate to be so self-absorbed in my children that I couldn't realize that this child just cannot sing. They would make them get up and sing and embarrass themselves.
Tara's talking smack in the
I see her. That old Jim, you're in South. You're in the South now. You need to put your back of your hand to her a couple times and get her straightened out.
Oh shit. Jim is probably so scared of freaking Tara.
I'm scared of Tara, and I'm 3 states away from her.
As he should be.
Like I told Bridget one time, I said, before you move to South Carolina, Chris has got to get you under control.
Oh God. Yeah.
And she said something like, she's like, well, Chris will be in a coffin when he tries to get me under control.
Right.
Yeah.
You Yankee women are just too.
I'm gonna put the back of my head to you.
I know, and I'm afraid of that.
Hi, Summer. If y'all watch the Facebook group, Summer usually puts a post in there every day. I think, did she have one yesterday?
She did.
I was like off and on with sleep, so I was out of it. But she'll probably have one today since she's already up. So keep an eye on that. Come in and join us. You don't have to have your camera on. It's just mics in there. So, but we're going to shut it down for today. We will see you all tomorrow. Hope you all have a good day. Get lots of stuff done.